My name's Schofield. I'm a director at the Strategic Policy Unit within the Department of Health. I have a team of about 7 people, but about 6 FTE all up, and we work on a range of strategic policy issues, quite diverse, and we do a lot of rapid policy advice and policy development. There are many areas in the Department of Policy experts working on particular policy issues. We tend to do the more sort of broad-ranging, ad hoc kind of policy demands that come up.
So, Dawn, what did you come to the symposium today?
Yeah, I came to the symposium today because Queensland Health, in its broadest sense, has participated in a partner in this ARC linkages project, and that was initiated from a senior level within the department a number of years ago when the project started. I've had varying degrees of involvement. So initially I was surveyed and interviewed, but my team has actually taken on the carriage for the sort of oversight of our contractual obligations as part of that project. So a typical day for a policy advisor working in my area is a lot of their day will be churning through correspondence and doing rapid responses to requests for information that have come from constituents or letters that have been sent from constituents, but also from academics, from other politicians, advocacy groups, non-government organisations. We do a lot of response to that. We provide a lot of short briefs up to senior decision makers within the department and the Minister's office on issues that they've requested us to brief on, and then my policy staff will be doing in between all that, trying to do research on a number of these sort of short, medium and long-term policy issues that we're working on, doing the research and building the evidence up around the policy advice that we want to provide up on those issues. How we access research often varies depending on the context in which we've been asked to provide advice. So I can think of plenty of examples where I've had to provide advice in hours, minutes even, and had to sort of try and access information from my mobile devices, whether that be while I pull over to the side of the road and access, my iPad or my smartphone and see what I can Google inevitably, because they've got a nice little app. But when we've got a lot of what we actually get may be unintentionally. So I can think of yesterday, for example, I was at a forum on behalf of the department, and there were academics there and they were telling me about their PhD, and so that provides the linkage to academic research that way. But we have access in the department to journal databases. Being in health, obviously the medical sort of databases are very much used, but also we can use our library resources to access other databases and other research. So we do that. But it makes the job a lot easier when we can go and get that research quickly and easily through Google or whatever your preferred search engine is, and it comes up and it's very visually accessible, and information is presented with sort of more the solution first rather than the problem. I mean, the problem's often explicit in your search terms, so it's nice to have data that's easily accessible. So in terms of how we like to see information presented, I mean, this is really all about communicating research and research findings. Short, succinct is just beneficial. I've had a lot of enjoyed seeing more frequently these days academic research comes out with a short 2-page summary. The shorter the better. Diagrams are very useful for people like myself, particularly in a middle management role where I'm very time poor. A lot of my days spent at meetings. Seeing things represented diagrammatically work for me. They also work up the line, and they work very well for ministers' officers who are even more time poor than me. Also, we have to accept that other people digest information differently, and I think in this day and age people are very much more on the visual information and what they can see. Present your solution in a diagrammatic way. We will cut that out. When I translate academic research to those, or my staff do, we have dot points to work with. We might have one paragraph that we can write. We tend to try and think of all the stakeholders involved, our consumers, our workforce, other jurisdictions, and of course the academic research. I may have a paragraph, 3 lines, to present the research. So it's great to be able to take 3 lines from the academic researchers rather than me inadvertently or my team inadvertently misinterpreting what comes through in the research. Because I would hate to mispresent the great work that is done.